Junho slams his gauntlet fist onto the council's rooftop, wind tearing his coat as the dark contract sigil flares beneath his palm. Myri's silver eyes snap shut, a demonic growl echoing through the cracked tiles. With Seo Yun's smirk flashing beside him and Daeree's hacked drones buzzing overhead, he shatters the suggestion box policy, unleashing a pulse of stolen life force that threatens to crumble Chairman Kang's immortal nightmare.
Junho slams his fist against the rooftop rail, sparks flying as the dark contract sigil ignites. Myri's crimson eyes flare. The demonic pact surges, slashing his bad boy rating to a soaring peak. Below, Seo Yun watches, jaw clenched, while Chairman Kang's grin ripples on the surveillance wall, his harvest timer ticking louder than ever. A hushed meeting room buzzes with plans for Friday's secret gathering, and Mikado wants to solidify his alliance with you. The council's strict schedule blocks any unsanctioned meet UPS, and a stern bulletin board reminder screams, "No unauthorized gatherings." Mikado glances at the empty chair across from him, feeling the weight of expectation. He leans in, whispers a new meeting time, and slides a note under the door, trusting you to catch it. The note lands, but a shadowy figure watches, ready to report any breach. Their covert pact teeters on the brink of discovery.
We meet Friday. No one knows.
The shadow watches, waiting for a slip.
Mikado hijacks the council's suggestion box proposal, reprogramming it on the spot to broadcast secret meeting coordinates instead of trapping part-time workers. He feels his future teeter on the edge, gaining a sliver of hope while risking exposure that could strip him of his top-rank status and his hidden job. The council's surveillance drones hover over the rooftop, their sensors flickering, leaving the secret gathering vulnerable and the Alliance's fate hanging by a thread. The deepest lore dives, the highest quality editing. You've found the best. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. He snatches the council's secrets, and the school's future now trembles on his grin. Akawa storms into the discipline committee room, heart pounding, because she needs the extra cash to keep her family afloat. The senior council rules scream, "No part-time work for members," and Kashiwagi's icy stare blocks every excuse. She blurts a rumor that some students already slipped jobs in the shadows, trying to force the rule's hand. The senior's lips tighten, his voice slicing like a blade, warning her that any slip will earn a formal reprimand. Akawa's cheeks flare hot, but the threat only fuels her resolve. And that's not even the worst part.
We're not supposed to work outside.
Akawa glares at the senior who towers over her, demanding a line she never intended to cross. She wants freedom from the forced romance, but the council's doctrine blocks any escape. She pushes back, shoulders tensing, and forces Mikado to define the boundary between lovers and liars. He smirks, suggesting that any natural spark already makes them partners, turning the rulebook into a joke. Their heated words draw the attention of nearby members, increasing the risk of exposure. The cost? Her defiance fuels a rumor that she's already compromised, and the senior's lingering hand hints at further manipulation.
Nice try, but you're already caught.
Mikado shoves a love confession onto Akawa as council doors slam, forcing her to choose between exposing scandal and protecting reputation. Akawa feels her dignity shatter, her secret part-time job jeopardized, and the fragile thread to the truth slipping away. Kashiwagi stalks her hallway, his cold stare promising retaliation, while the council's hidden agenda looms, ready to crush any rebellion. The community is growing every single day. Join the Manwa with Hari family and subscribe now.
The council's hidden pact drags the whole town into chaos, and his heart is already sold. Mikado, the immaculate student council president, watches his nervous junior stumble over a secret part-time gig. The junior can't let anyone find out. Punishment looms. Mikado's suspicion shatters his calm mask, forcing a cold, hard stare. The junior stammers, denies everything, while Mikado leans in, eyes ice cold, demanding proof, breath ragged, hands trembling. The junior finally blurts a vague promise to talk later. Mikado smirks, already scheming to expose the junior's bad side. You think you can hide this from me? The tension spikes, and the next move could shatter everything. Panic floods the junior's mind as he scrambles for a distraction. Junhee smirks as Mikado's accusations ricochet off the cafeteria walls, his eyes flashing with the app's lingering glow. You think I'm scared of a little side hustle? He snarls, slamming the tray down. Mikado lunges, fists clenched, but Junhee rewinds the moment, swapping their positions in an instant. The crowd gasps, and both boys storm out, each vowing to expose the other's darkness. The council's secret deal crumbles, but a new danger looms just beyond the hallway. Mikado slams his fist into the metal door, the echo rattling the cramped hallway. He glares at the trembling junior, demanding proof of the secret shift. The junior scrambles, eyes darting, clutching the worn badge that could expose him.
Mikado shatters the junior's trembling resolve, slamming his fist into the metal door and demanding proof of the secret night shift, while Junhee's app rewinds the confrontation, exposing every accusation in brutal detail. The junior's desperate gamble to protect his brother's celebration collapses, forcing him to choose between fleeting family joy and the council's unforgiving blackmail, his future teetering on the edge of disgrace. Mikado's furious glare fixes on the junior's hidden bag, the hallway echoing with unresolved threats as a new, unseen danger lurks just beyond the door, promising a clash that could shatter everything. I brought the story to life. Now bring this channel to life. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
Hyunwoo slams the battered locker, the fizzing energy drink sparking a wicked grin. He storms the dim hallway, corners the jealous Mikado and snarls, "Think you own this school? Think again." Their heated words crackle, then melt into a reckless kiss in the deserted bathroom. Meanwhile, Min-jae hacks the student council's secret files, uncovering a looming brothers' party that could topple everything. Hyunwoo hurls the cracked bottle onto concrete, neon fizz sputtering like a warning shot. The black circle's hulking enforcer, Kim Tae-woo, lunges, but Hyunwoo's bad boy swagger sidesteps the fist, a grin flashing as he shoves the thug into a row of lockers. Cold water splashes as Mikado's head emerges from the sink, eyes glazed, trying to remember why he's here. He craves a moment of normalcy, a pause from the war inside his mind. Yet the drug's lingering dread pulls him back. He forces a strained smile, jokes about the scrub echoing in the bathroom. The forced levity cracks, revealing raw fear that the night may never end. The faucet drips louder, matching the ticking clock outside. Mikado shivers as a damp towel wraps his shoulders, Hyunwoo's trembling hands drying his hair. He wants to protect the fragile connection they've built, yet the scent of the energy drink and the gang's looming threat hang like a dark cloud. Mikado plunges his head into the sink, water splashing, as Hyunwoo grips his hand, exposing the missing piece of evidence that could topple the gang's plan. Hyunwoo risks losing Mikado's fragile trust and their tentative bond, while the bad boy drink's secret threatens to shatter the connection they barely rebuilt. The gang's shadow looms, a ticking timer flashes, and the crucial cue stays hidden, leaving Hyunwoo scrambling for proof before the next strike lands. Checkmate. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. He covered her lies, while his heart plotted the ultimate betrayal. You watch Junho fumble with a glitchy app, its screen flashing illegal sale warnings and pirated copy alerts. Frantic ads for experienced cleaners and doujinshi drawers scroll past his eyes. A trembling note slips into view. "Please don't touch me." A cold whisper repeats the lie he tells the boy he likes every single day. A lie that shields his secret, for now. And that's not even the worst part. A frantic voice screams Junho's name, a classmate begging him not to cry like a child. The kid mutters about being misunderstood, fearing exposure, choking on his own words. A sudden chill brushes Junho's neck as a muffled chuckle echoes from the shadows. He needs answers about the strange whispers, but the cryptic comment about Lotto worry clouds his focus. Hallway lights flicker, casting jittery silhouettes that mock his confusion. Junho forces forward, gripping the cool metal of a locker, hoping for a clue. The door swings open, revealing a hidden compartment pulsing faintly. He snatches the device, but its weight drags his shoulders down, marking his first real step into the gear network's abyss. But the real problem is already in motion. Junho flips through a hastily scrawled profile on a torn notebook. Birthdays, zodiac signs, athletic stats, a disdain for green peppers.
Junho confronts the lurking Onion Mia as she steps into the dim hallway, brandishing a cursed gear that erupts with a blinding pulse, forcing everyone to scramble for survival. He teeters between protecting his secret and losing his fragile confidence, feeling his heartbeat shatter as the classmates' taunts pierce him and the gear threatens to rip his humanity apart. The hallway lights flicker out just as Yang's icy gaze locks onto Junho, leaving his fate hanging on a whispered promise of betrayal and the unknown power humming inside the mysterious gear. Done. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. I'm a demon wearing a husband's smile, and she thinks I'm heaven's perfect man. I clutch the shattered heavenly transmitter, its broken core pulsing like a dying heart. A celestial envoy materializes, eyes blazing, demanding the device back to seal the breach. I hurl the jagged core toward the altar, hoping the surge buys me a second. The altar erupts, blinding light slicing my skin, forcing the envoy to retreat. The transmitter sputters, its power flickering out, leaving the seal cracked and the heavens trembling. And that's only the beginning. I sprint through the ruined chamber, lungs burning, aware that the rogue faction that sabotaged the transmitter closes in. Inside the temple, a celestial figure stands before a dormant altar, eyes glazed with sorrow. He believes the demon's cursed blood is the only key to finally seal the breach and restore balance. Exhausted yet defiant, I refuse to become a weapon, my last hope to protect the sliver of humanity I cling to. I step forward, offering the broken transmitter as a bargaining chip, while the heavens above throb with an ominous rhythm. The figure lowers a hand, the altar ignites, and a surge of divine light engulfs us both, binding our fates. The cost. My chance at a normal life fades, and the heavens whisper of an imminent war. The light recedes, leaving a single echo that promises a reckoning. I surge forward, shattering the rogue leader's blade of transmitter core. The impact ignites a cascade of raw, divine energy that tears through the ruined chamber, scattering light like a meteor storm. I watch my sidekick's tears turn to ash as the broken transmitter dies, realizing every ancient promise I swore to protect crumbles. My blood-stained hands now hold the only flicker of hope. The heavens crack open, spilling uncontrolled power while the masked faction's hidden commander watches, ready to claim the shattered core and unleash a ritual that could rip the realms apart. The shadows are moving. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and stay safe. Heian slams his fist into the cracked floorboards, shattering the cursed seal. Blackened light erupts as the demon spirit bursts into a raging vortex. Hyunwoo's grin sharpens, his blade flashing like a sunrise, while Yuhare hacks the transmitter, feeding the spirit its own despair. In the dying roar, Heian nods, embracing the thrill of good trouble, and sealing a pact with the mysterious ally lurking in the shadows. Heian storms the abandoned auditorium, fists crackling with raw power as the demon spirit's black aura explodes around him. He shatters the broken seal, unleashing a vortex of fractured memories that tear at the walls. Hyunwoo's whispered orders cut through the chaos like knives. With a thunderous uppercut, Heian smashes the cursed heavenly stream seal, sending the demon spirit exploding into a vortex of blackened light that engulfs the abandoned gym, turning the arena into a storm of raw, chaotic energy. Hyunwoo watches, his grin hardening into cold resolve, while Yuhare's desperate cries echo through the shattered hall, a haunting reminder that Heian risks his own soul to reclaim their lost memories. The vortex devours the seal's fragments, leaving the demon spirit's core pulsing ominously. From the darkness, a shadowy figure emerges, eyes fixed on Heian's trembling heart, ready to seize the moment. Outsmarting the enemy is better than overpowering them. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. Heijin watches the hallway melt into ash as a snarling demon erupts, its eyes locking onto the trembling vial of serum in his grip. He snaps the cap shut, feels cursed blood roar through his veins, and snarls, "I'm done being invisible." The beast lunges, but Heijin's new strength shatters its shadow, igniting the hidden transmitter humming beneath the floorboards with a blinding flare. The hallway falls silent, then a crimson vortex spirals behind the lockers, a demon clawing at Heijin's throat. The serum's fire sears his blood. His heart drums a defiant rhythm. He slams his palm into the swirling maw, shattering the portal. Inside the chamber, Hei the walls, hunting the truth of his lineage. He must decode the runes before the demon finds another way in. Glyphs pulse erratically, each flash a barrier, while a faint whisper warns of betrayal. He traces a finger over the central sigil, feeling a surge that threatens to overwhelm his senses. The demon's voice drifts through stone. "That's not Whammy," Will said, a taunting reminder of his fragile pact. Heijin clenches his jaw, channels the serum, and forces the sigil to stabilize, sealing the whisper. The chamber steadies, but the demon's promise lingers like a cold breath. The floor trembles as the demon fully materializes. Darkness as thick as night, eyes twin voids. Heijin shoves the rusted hatch aside, exposing the hidden chamber as the demon erupts from the walls, its obsidian eyes locking onto the pulsing serum inside him. He feels the serum's power surge, granting terrifying strength while his humanity frays. Knowing surrender would unleash chaos and his friends' lives hang by a trembling thread. A shadowy figure whispers a choice from the darkness, and the runic barrier flickers, leaving Heijin poised between absolute domination and an unknown force that could shatter reality itself. The system is broken, and we're here for the glitch. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
Bad boy crashes through the cracked subway door, eyes ablaze, demons snarling beside him. One shot, no mistakes. They wrench the rusted panel aside, revealing the humming heavenly transmitter. Junwoo's fists ignite with cursed energy. Hari's laptop flickers warning signs, and the demon's hollow stare softens, promising redemption as the machine erupts, spilling raw spirit into the night. Bad boy slams the corroded subway door, eyes glowing like coals, demon growling. They've hijacked the spirit stream. Junwoo shoves the cracked panel aside, exposing the frantic gears of the heavenly transmitter. Hari hacks the console while Daeho's thugs swarm, and the demon's trembling hand recalls a forgotten love flickering amid the chaos.
The restored spirit stream rushes through the tunnels, a river of fire lighting the darkness. Junwoo staggers, his bad boy mask cracking, yet neon signs flare back to life, signaling hope. The demon's ash settles, forming a faint sigil pulsing with residual energy. Kneeling, Junwoo clutches the key, realizing the heavenly transmitter is merely a fragment of a larger lattice still dormant. Distant sirens wail as the Black Circle's enforcers close in, drawn by the sudden surge. Every breath feels like a countdown to another battle. The answer is already too late. Black Circle thugs burst into the tunnel, their leader barking, "That's not Whammy," Will said, mocking the demon's failed curse. The demon claws at the cracked wall as Junwoo slams his palm into the humming crystal, igniting the heavenly transmitter. A blazing spirit stream erupts, tearing through the tunnel with unstoppable force. Junwoo feels the jagged key biting his hand. The demon's pleading eyes flicker with a sliver of reclaimed humanity, and the neon city breathes hope as darkness recedes. Black Circle thugs crash into the tunnel, their leader snarling for the transmitter's core, while the revived spirit flow spikes erratically, leaving the city's fate teetering on a volatile, unsteady surge. He's breaking the rules of the game. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari to see how far it goes. Junwoo slams his palm on the control panel as the rogue transmitter demon snarls, hijacking the studio's livestream. Sparks fly, the screen flickers into a grotesque booger boy glitch, and the audience erupts in nervous laughter. Ignoring the chaos, he dives into the corrupted code, ripping the demon's core free, and discovers a pulsing sigil, the long-lost fragment of the heavenly demon, the ancient god engine still humming beneath the school's tech. Junwoo slams his palm onto the trembling console as the studio's live feed flickers, the transmitter demon snarling in a glitch-filled, booger-splattered form. Sparks arc, cameras whirl, and the cursed signal lurches into a vortex of static, forcing him to stare into the abyss of his own shattered past.
You feel the weight of eternity as the heavenly demon, the last fragment of an ancient soul engine, shudders in the transmitter's core, yearning for a simple life. It wants only to exist without celestial war, but the studio's modern tech traps it in a loop of endless broadcast. The demon pushes against the corrupted signal, cracking the remaining divine circuitry and spilling raw celestial energy across the room. The surge knocks Junwoo to the floor, burns Seori's sleeve, and tears the studio's main wall open, revealing a hidden conduit pulsing with otherworldly light. The cost. The heavenly demon collapses, its final breath sealing the studio's fate and leaving the survivors to face a power they never asked for.
Your wish ends here.
The answer is already too late.
Junwoo slams the emergency override, forcing the transmitter demon's corrupted code to implode into a blinding surge of raw celestial energy that erupts through the studio's shattered console. He feels his heart explode with desperate hope, knowing that harnessing this newfound power could finally break his cursed fate. Yet the surge threatens to consume his very soul. The dying demon's last gasp ignites a hidden core, pulsing ominously behind the walls, leaving the studio's power grid flickering on the brink of annihilation. You know it's good when you forget what time it is. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.